as we get closer and closer to the Third World War and then the apocalypse, I thought it was time for me to share with you the top 10 movies about AI. For the dumbass people out there, artificial intelligence. This is who they're going to replace you with. Cattle, in case you didn't know. Ultimately, the end game of the Illuminati is to replace you with artificial intelligence. But that is a topic for another video. Right now, I'm talking about the movies that have already predictably programmed you to get ready for it. Because in case you didn't know, most of these movies are not just entertainment. They're propaganda to brainwash you in the direction that the masters, the chosen master race, want to take you. So without further ado, let us begin with the top 10 AI movies. These are the best. Fuck the rest. Number 10, Blade Runner. Now I know what many of you are thinking. Blade Runner number 10? Yes, yes. Unfortunately, I like the look of the film. Oh, and if you had never seen this before, please watch the direct. And that's another thing. There are so many director's cuts and versions of this movie. It's ridiculous. What version is this? This is the final cut. The final cut, which I think is the one I prefer. I'm not 100% sure. If the final cut is the one without Harrison Ford's narration, then that's the one I'm talking about. Watch the one without Harrison Ford's narration, because the man cannot narrate at all. He puts you to sleep. And I understand they were trying to go for a film noirish type of feel, but it just doesn't work. So skip the version where he's narrating and go to the version where he's not narrating. I have all the versions somewhere. But the reason why Blade Runner is number 10 is because even though I like the visuals of the film and I appreciate how important it is or was, it's just too damn slow, even for Ridley Scott. I have not watched any of the sequels that have come out. One a couple of years ago, and then the one that came out earlier last year, sometime last year. I'm not interested in any of it. This is one and done. There was no reason to continue it, but whatever. Blade Runner is my number 10. Number 9, Ex Machina. Now, this movie is pretty popular. I didn't realize how popular it was, but it is pretty popular. But once again, it's one of these movies that thinks it's too clever for its own good. I'll be honest with you, I only watched this one time, so I don't remember everything about it. I do like the actress who plays the character. I think she went on later to play Tomb Raider in a very bad remake, a movie, not game. But I do remember that I enjoyed it while I was watching it. Oscar Isaac The actress's name I was just talking about is Alicia Vikander, and the annoying Domhnall Gleeson as usual. He's just a very annoying looking guy, and his acting is very annoying. If you can get past his ass, I think you would enjoy this movie. Ex Machina is my number 9. Let me take some water because I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm getting prepared for the Chinese invasion. Are you? Number 8. Top AI movie. And it hurts me because you know how I feel about this actress and her roast beef. Ghost in the Shell with Scarju. Not even Scarju's presence and her beauty can save this film. I never watched the original anime movie. I hear it's much better. And when this movie came out, there was some controversy on Scarju, a Caucasian woman, playing what's supposed to be an Asian. I think they got around it with revealing that she was Asian before. And if you've seen the movie, you understand what I'm talking about. Why she appears that way. They try to explain it why she appears that way. And I guess it makes sense. But beyond the visuals, which are pretty nice, the movie seems to me, what I remember of it, a little too convoluted. And I don't know if the manga and the anime were the same like that. But this one just seemed a little bit too convoluted for my taste. But other than that, just like Blade Runner, the visuals are stunning. They still hold up. The bodysuit on Scarju, I don't know if the titties are padded or the ass are padded. I mean, but goddamn Scarju. Mm. So if you are interested in Scarju's roast beef like I am, watch Ghost in the Shell. It's still on the list. And I'll explain why certain movies are not on my list, in case you're wondering. But yes, Ghost in the Shell is my number 8. Number 7, Virtuosity. As you can see, it's still in its wrapped up plastic. I got it not that long ago, but I just still haven't been able to watch it. I want to watch it as a double feature with another Denzel movie called Ricochet. Those of you who've seen that movie, I think Denzel did some interesting films in between his big hits. He did some interesting films in the early 90s, and I think this came out later in the 90s. Sometime in the mid to late 90s, I'd like to say. I'm trying to see here. 1990, 95. 1995. So if you haven't seen Virtuosity, it's pretty interesting. Russell Crowe is in it as well. They're in this film before they did American Gangster. Denzel and Russell Crowe were both in Virtuosity together. I liked it. I liked the direction. I like the funny. There's some funny comedic. I don't know if they're supposed to be comedic intentionally or not, but there's some very amusing scenes in this movie. I like the way Russell Crowe's character is the villain. It is kind of, it doesn't take itself seriously, and that's one of the things I like about certain AI movies. If it doesn't take itself too seriously, I can have fun with it and enjoy it. Virtuosity is my number 7. My number 6. And this film, I seen it not that long ago. And the only reason I even knew about it was because the movie that's coming up later, the one before this one, made me go out and search for this one. But I am talking about Megan Fox in Subservience. Yes, I had to order this from Canada to get the Blu-ray. I watched the film online, and then I wanted a copy of it, and I bought it. But for some reason, it's not available in the States, so I had to get it through eBay from some Canadian outlet or whatever. Um, you need to see this fucking movie. Those of you who are fans of Megan, and there's a reason why I'll talk a little bit about Megan in a little bit because I just watched it like a couple of days ago. So I seen Subservient. I'm glad I watched Subservience before Megan because now I think, you know, you got to see this. You got to see this. While watching this movie, it gave me so many Terminator vibes that that you know. And what can I say? Megan Fox, still beautiful. Um, I think this film is probably closer to what's going to happen in reality than some of the other films on my list. But yes, if you haven't seen Subservience, one critique I do have to make though. One critique. The character Megan Fox plays is called Alice. Subservience. They could have used the fact that the letters AI are in the name Alice. That's obviously why they named her Alice in the movie. So why not do? I guess they didn't want to rip off Megan too much, so they didn't name it. But I thought they dropped the ball. You had an opportunity to call the movie Alice, and you could have made the A and the I pronounced on the goddamn cover, so that anyway. But anyway, other than that, I enjoyed the movie Subservience. Don't turn her on. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's something that happened in this movie that I can't blame the guy that buys Megan Fox. I can't blame him at all. And you will do it too. Sorry. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That was my number 6. And here's my number 5. The movie that made me go and look for Subservience is, of course, Companion, which I also had to go on eBay and get a not French, but Canadian copy with the French title on it. But I kind of happy I did get this version because the actual US release has something annoying at the top. Here I get the full picture with the French version of the title, you know. So, see, Companion does it subtly. The A and the I, so that you know. Subtly. They didn't make it pronounced. But damn it, if you can do it, do it. Anyway. Um I liked Companion. Again, it's not a film that takes itself seriously. I do have a problem with the male protagonist in the movie. Um I just don't like the guy. I've never seen him in another film before. He tries to be too damn funny. There's a lot of humor that just doesn't work for me in Companion. Um, but I do like the situation that revolves around it. Um, if you haven't seen Companion, it's on some people's top list of movies from last year. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it. I suggest you see it. It's just one of these films, though, that you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. It's one of those films, you know. I enjoy most of it, so I like it. I like it. I like it. My number 5, Companion. Okay, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Many years at this point, some years ago, they remade a movie by the name of Child's Play. This is way before Megan came out. So the producers of Megan really, really should give some credit to this film. Because I think it's way superior to the Megan movie. And I'm talking about, of course, Child's Play, the remake. I enjoyed this immensely. I was one of the few people that said, how are you going to remake Child's Play? But they did it. They did it, and they made it plausible. It's way more believable in the remake than the original film. The original film was, supernatural, um, stuff like, supernatural shit. This takes it more to a sci-fi. And I really, really enjoy, especially the way Chucky comes to life. I think they don't even call him Chucky in this movie. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, he is called Chucky. Okay. But if you haven't seen it, if you're a fan of the original film and you feel that you're not going to like this movie, I'm telling you, watch it. Okay? Watch it. Because obviously the creators of Megan did. And they just took it a little further, you know. But Child's Play, the remake, is my number 4. Okay, home stretch. We're getting to the top 3. This was higher on my list before, but then I had to bring it down a little. But it's still in the top 3. And of course, talking about the one and only, The Terminator. I'll go so far as to say that as far as I'm concerned, The Terminator and Terminator 2, I see it as one film. So basically, I'm including Terminator 2 with this. But this movie, and I know some people have a problem with the special effects now. They feel that they're, not very good anymore. There's stop motion in it. I don't care. When I first seen this fucking movie, even before I liked it, even before I knew what AI was, I knew that this was fucking great. Um, what can I say? A lot of people consider this a sci-fi film. I do, but I can see where it can also fall into horror. And again, this is where movies like Megan got their ideas from. They got their ideas from films like Child's Play and The Terminator, movies that came out in the 80s. You know, um, so yes, my number 3 AI movie is The Terminator, and you can include the Terminator 2 Judgment Day if you like. Okay, number 2. I got some problems with number 2. And I'm not talking about using the bathroom for those assholes out there. Um, but I can't deny that the movie is so close to being a masterpiece. And even though I think it's too long for its own good, I can at least give credit that they tried. Would have been better if Stanley Kubrick directed it? Yes, and of course I'm talking about artificial intelligence. Stanley Kubrick was working on this film. I guess he got sick, wasn't able to continue, and he handed it over to Spielberg. And I can see why Stanley Kubrick would do that. Um, at least let's be thankful that Nolan wasn't around yet, because I think had Nolan been around, he would have gave it to him before Spielberg. But unfortunately, he gave it to Spielberg. And the problem with that, yes, Spielberg, directing wise, will do, will be, is serviceable. Of course, he's going to make it look good. He's going to make sure there's production quality in it. The problem with Spielberg is that he throws his sappy fucking, what's the word? There's a word for it. He throws this sappy in all his movies. He does it in E.T., any films. He always projects his own miserable childhood into his films. And he did it again with AI. Had Kubrick been able to produce it, direct it, and finish it, he's more cold and calculated, and it wouldn't be as sappy is the only word I can. What does sappy mean? It's the only word I can come up with. Sappy definition. Overly sentimental. There you go. That's what I mean. Spielberg pollutes his movies with this sentimentality. And I know why he does it. He wants to pull at the heartstrings and shit. But you gotta stop already, man. You gotta stop it. Just because you had a miserable time as a child because your daddy wasn't there. We get it. We get it. You did it in E.T. You did it in fucking Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You got issues. You got daddy issues. Here's a tissue. Get over it. We all have issues dealing with our parents. But you can't insert that in every goddamn movie. You can put some of it in there, but you oversaturate Spielberg. You oversaturate. Anyway, if you can look past that saturation of sappiness, there are little, sparks of brilliance in artificial intelligence. And quite frankly, I know on the top it says it's Steven Spielberg film because he directed it. But I think there should have been Stanley Kubrick presents above Spielberg's name. That's my own personal opinion. Because this movie probably would never have been produced if it wasn't for Stanley Kubrick. AI, my number 2 AI film. And of course, number 1, obvious. Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey. And as you noticed, I have it on 4K. Do I need to say anything? For years, I've heard about this film, heard about it, heard about it, heard about it. Finally got around to watching it. I think it was on DVD, because it was some years ago, before Blu-ray. And I wasn't shocked, but I was like, damn, I wish I'd watched this sooner. A masterpiece. A masterpiece in storytelling. That's another thing. Kubrick is so much better at storytelling than Spielberg. A masterpiece in storytelling, a masterpiece of sci-fi. I mean, look at the two extremes. My number 10 was Blade Runner. My number 1 is 2001. And I just don't understand how people like Spielberg and Ridley Scott don't learn more from the master. This is the master in whatever fucking genre. Sci-fi, horror with The Shining, comedy with Dr. Strangelove or Strangelove. The guy did it all. He did it all. And he knew how, he understood not to insert unnecessary feelings into his films. Maybe that's cold and calculated. I don't care. The man was a craftsman and a genius, as far as I'm concerned. And I can't wait to rewatch this film. If you haven't seen 2001, A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, do yourself a favor. Find it streaming, buy it physically, do what you have to, but watch it. It's gonna go out. It's gonna go over a lot of your heads. You know, it's gonna go over a lot of your heads. You know, but believe me, it's worth it. My number 1 AI movie, Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey. And there you go. There you have it. I seen a couple of you have joined me. If you have any questions or thoughts, this is the time. Make your opinions known in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a night and getting ready for my Chinese masters who are not probably, but who are planning the invasion of the United States. As you can see, I already have my hat. There's my little dictator right there. Of course. My pledge pin there. I'm ready for the Chinese invasion. Are you? Well, no one's typed anything in there, so I guess I'm calling it a night. Peace to my Chinese masters. Till next time.